Hey everyone, the Eclectic Candyman here today talking about how to remove some rust from any of your tools, sockets, whatever you might have with this product that was recommended online from some of the Craftsman forums that I had read and some of the others, Evapo-Rust. So I did get this. It's deemed a super safe rust remover, non-toxic, biodegradable, can be used on all these different things. So a lot of folks do use them on tools, but I guess you could use them on some other things as well. It has instructions on the back. The only main thing to note out is that use at 65 degrees or above. But anyway, directions are on the back. It's pretty straightforward, and I've already tried it out a few times. So essentially what you do is just find a small jar or something like that, fill it up with the amount that's going to be needed for your tool. And one of the cool things that I had found about this is it's reusable. So when this is done, I'm actually not going to pour it out. I'm going to pour it back into here. And it says that until its effectiveness is not working anymore, you just keep reusing it over and over. So I don't know how long the life on it is, but it continues to be quite effective. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Let me zoom in on this and see. As you can see, I have this Craftsman socket here, and I just pulled it out of the toolbox, and it's got quite a bit of what you would say is surface rust there on the inside of the socket. Is it bothering anything? No, not at all. But, I'd like to clean that up. So, let's take a look at that there. And then I got another one over here. This is a 6-point socket. It too, as you can see, might be a little difficult to see with some of the lighting there, but there is definitely rust, and there's rust on the inside of the walls there as well. So all we need to do is go ahead and take that socket. I'm just going to take one at a time, and I'm just going to gently drop it in there. All right. And there it is, soaking in that. Now, how long? That is dependent on how much rust and the product that you're using against. I found with sockets, personally for me, 8 to 12 hours of soaking was the sweet spot. You should test first with yours, only doing it half an hour. You're going to find out right away that after a half an hour, it doesn't work, and then you're, you need to soak it in there longer. If I have a bigger container, I could put both of my tools in there. One time I did mess up though, I'll be honest. This set of needle nose here, you can see on the tip there. Well, guess what? I had a little bit of rust, but I left it in that solution for like 3 or 4 days. That was totally my mistake. And it just kind of ate away at the finish at the bottom of these needle nose pliers. It doesn't affect the functionality, but unfortunately it did rub that off. But it's not recommended to leave it in there for 4 days. So just make sure that, usually what I've been doing now is I actually set an alarm on my phone to come back and check this. Again, depending on the socket, I'm probably going to leave these in here for about 12 hours, which is the max time that it says. I have never had a problem with it doing anything to the outside of these sockets or the finish, only taking away the rust. Let's go ahead and let that sit. Check back on it later. All right, so it's been about 10 hours, and that's about right, somewhere between 8 and 12 hours on this type of socket. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. And remember, that can be reused. That's why I'm using the finger not to pour this out. And we'll take each one out. I was able to actually get both sockets into the solution. All right, so now I'm just going to rinse it off with a little soap and water just to get that Evapo-Rust off. And then I'm going to just use a little bit of chrome polish here. So I just got that on there. I'm not going to bang them up here. Just trying to get that solution off of it. All right, so I just rinsed them off, and let's go ahead and take a look. Check that out. I haven't even used the chrome polish yet. Look at the difference. All the rust is completely gone. That socket is beautiful. Looks like it's brand new, like it just came from Sears. Let's take a look at the other one. Oh yeah, remember how much rust was in there at the bottom? Look at that, just beautiful. That stuff works tremendously. So next up, I'm just going to dry off that water a little bit. And then you don't have to do the next step, but I kind of like to use a little bit of the chrome polish here. I'm just going to get them in their final state. before I end up putting them back in the toolbox. All right, and you can see I still got a little bit of the dirt and residue with the chrome polish. That's why I always like that extra step. And there we have it. Look at that. Fantastic. Good as new, both of these sockets. And again, you can experiment with the amount of time. You can even use it on the surface immediately with a rag and see how effective that is. But for some of these heavier duty sockets, I like to leave them in there for several hours. Looks excellent. And remember, when you're all done here, as mentioned, we're just going to pour that right back in to the bottle. Now, I will tell you, if we look in here real quickly, it may be difficult to see, but there is a little bit of residue at the bottom. But again, it doesn't seem to really impact the overall effectiveness of it. So just very carefully, I'll pour it back in. If you have a better tip on what you do, maybe I'll just leave that last little bit that has the main residue from pouring back in there. There we have it. We're all done. All right, so let me know what you think. I think it's an effective way. That was only, again, about $10 or $11 off of Amazon, so it's definitely worth it. You can scan your toolbox, see which tools have maybe built up a little bit of rust over time, and go at it with the Evapo-Rust. I hope this helped. This is the Eclectic Candyman. Until next time, we'll see you later.